Before Tesla, forgotten Balkan inventors who made history. Have you ever wondered who sparked innovation in the Balkans long before Nikola Tesla? From pioneers of atomic theory to the creators of the torpedo, parachute, and even fingerprint forensics, these forgotten minds reshaped science and engineering, but history often left them behind. Today, we uncover their stories and celebrate their genius. Which inventor will surprise you the most? Stick around, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. 10. Ruder Bošković, atomic theory pioneer. Born in 1711 in Dubrovnik, Ruder Bošković combined science, philosophy, and mathematics in ways far ahead of his time. He lost his father at a young age, joined the Jesuits, and later became a professor in Rome, traveling extensively across Europe as both a scientist and advisor. Bošković's most famous work, Theoria Philosophiae Naturalis, 1758, was a precursor to atomic theory. Instead of imagining solid particles, he described matter as points of force that attract or repel depending on distance. This solved puzzles in Newtonian physics and influenced later thinkers like Michael Faraday. He also advanced astronomy, proving the moon has no atmosphere in 1753, and developing methods to calculate planetary equators. His engineering skills even helped stabilize St. Peter's Basilica in Rome using iron bands. Imagine blending philosophy, math, astronomy, and engineering in one lifetime. Why isn't his name taught beside Newton's or Galileo's? 9. Faust Vrancic, parachute and bridge designer. In 1615, Faust Vrancic published Machinae Novae, a book filled with 56 machines that captured the imagination of Europe. One of his highlights was Homo Volans, a design for the parachute. Using fabric tension for controlled descent, he envisioned safe aerial escape centuries before aviation took flight. Some stories even suggest he tested it himself from a Venetian tower. Vrancic also designed wind turbines with vertical axes, tide mills for renewable energy, and innovative bridges that prefigured suspension and truss designs later used in icons like the Brooklyn Bridge. Think about it. Without his sketches, would modern skydiving, renewable energy, or bridge architecture look the same? Why did such futuristic visions remain buried in rare books instead of classrooms? 8. Marin Gotaldich, the master of optics. Born in 1568 in Dubrovnik, Marin Gotaldich became a pioneer in optics and applied mathematics. He crafted a massive parabolic mirror, now kept in London's Maritime Museum, capable of focusing sunlight into intense beams, powerful enough to ignite objects. This was centuries before modern solar experiments. Imagine using the sun as a weapon or a tool in the 1600s. Gotaldich also worked on algebraic solutions for geometry and published books like Promotus Archimedes, solving 42 complex problems. His precision lenses and experiments influenced giants like Galileo, Huygens, and Halley. Why is someone who pushed the limits of light and mathematics not mentioned in the same breath as other Renaissance innovators? Could it be because his homeland was politically small and overshadowed? 7. Mihailo Pupin, the voice across oceans. Fast forward to the 19th century, Mihailo Pupin, born in Serbia, emigrated to the United States and became a pioneer in telecommunications. His key invention, the Pupin coil, allowed telephone signals to travel much farther without distortion, making long-distance telephony possible. Suddenly, voices could cross continents and oceans. Pupin wasn't only an inventor, he was a professor at Columbia University, a respected scientist, and even a mentor to Albert Einstein. Next time you make a phone call, think about it. Do you ever wonder whose genius allowed voices to travel around the globe? Shouldn't Pupin's name be remembered alongside Alexander Graham Bell's? 6. Slavoljub Edward Penkala, the everyday genius. Some inventions don't just change industries, they quietly improve everyday life. That's what Slavoljub Penkala did. Living in Croatia, Penkala patented over 80 inventions, but his most famous is the mechanical pencil and an improved fountain pen. These simple yet revolutionary tools made writing portable, clean, and accessible. Penkala didn't stop there. He also designed one of the region's first aircraft in 1910. Imagine being equally skilled at making something as small as a pen and as massive as a flying machine. How often do we praise inventors of everyday conveniences like pens? Isn't it true that life-changing doesn't always mean world-shattering? It can also mean simple and practical. 5. Milutin Milankovitch, the climate visionary. In the early 20th century, Milutin Milankovitch developed a theory that still shapes climate science today. He explained how changes in Earth's orbit and tilt drive ice ages and climate cycles, now known as Milankovitch cycles. His work gave scientists a long-term view of climate change, centuries before it became a global conversation. Yet outside of academia, his name rarely surfaces. Why do we quote modern climate experts constantly, but overlook the man who built the mathematical foundation for understanding climate shifts? Isn't it time we gave Milankovitch credit for predicting what humanity is only now beginning to face? 4. Ivan Vucetich, the fingerprint pioneer. Born on Hvar and later moving to Argentina, Ivan Vucetich developed one of the first fingerprint identification systems for law enforcement. Today, fingerprints are a cornerstone of forensic science, solving millions of crimes. His method gave police worldwide a reliable way to identify suspects. Imagine how law enforcement functioned before fingerprints. Less precision, more guesswork. Isn't it incredible that one Balkan-born innovator transformed global security? Why, then, is his name not remembered alongside other pioneers of modern policing? 3. Ivan Lupus, the torpedo visionary. Not all inventions were peaceful. Born in 1813 in Rijeka, Croatia, Ivan Lupus developed the prototype of the self-propelled torpedo. His early Coast Saver designs were crude, wooden boats with explosives, but when he partnered with Robert Whitehead, they created a weapon powered by compressed air, guided by rudders, and capable of underwater travel. This was the first truly autonomous naval weapon. Its features, air engines, gyroscopic guidance, and explosive warheads, revolutionized naval warfare. But history gave most of the credit to Whitehead. Isn't it unfair that Lupus, the original visionary, was overshadowed? How different might wars have been without his deadly invention? 2. Ognislav Kostovich, aviation and plywood pioneer. Born in 1851, Ognislav Kostovich worked in Russia and quietly became one of the world's early aviation innovators. He invented arborite, a type of synthetic plywood, strong, lightweight, and water-resistant. This material found use in bridges, boats, and later aircraft, foreshadowing modern composites. Kostovich also designed an advanced airship with a rigid frame, benzene engine, and electric ignition, predating Zeppelins. He even built an early submarine and a hydroplane, showing genius in both air and sea engineering. Sadly, many of his projects were destroyed or suppressed. Doesn't it make you wonder how aviation history might have shifted if Kostovich's ideas had reached the world stage? 1. Nikola Tesla, the global icon. Finally, we return to the most famous name, Nikola Tesla. His inventions, alternating current, wireless energy, and radio transmission, made him a global icon. His dreams of wireless power and free energy still inspire engineers today. But Tesla wasn't alone. The Balkans were full of minds just as daring, though history chose only his name to echo worldwide. Would Tesla himself have wanted to stand alone in history? Or would he have wanted his fellow inventors to share the spotlight? Why were they forgotten? So why do names like Tesla survive while others vanish? The Balkans endured centuries of wars and empires that buried cultural contributions. Many inventors worked abroad, and host nations claimed their legacies. Their stories lacked promotion in textbooks and global histories, but isn't it time to correct that? Shouldn't history be about all who shaped progress, not just the few who got lucky with fame? The legacy of Balkan ingenuity. When you line up these inventors, a pattern emerges: bold vision and fearless imagination. From atomic theories to renewable energy, from everyday tools to weapons of war, the Balkans produced inventors who shaped the modern world. It raises a powerful question. What if these geniuses had been celebrated like their Western counterparts? Would the Balkans today be remembered as one of the world's greatest centers of innovation? Their stories remind us of one truth: genius is universal, It doesn't belong to one country or one century, it can appear anywhere, and it certainly thrived in the Balkans long before Tesla. We've uncovered the forgotten pioneers of the Balkans, thinkers and builders whose ideas changed science, technology, and even daily life. Which inventor's story amazed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, hit like and subscribe for more untold history. Together, let's shine a light on these hidden geniuses and make sure their legacies are never forgotten again.